grade 6. Today our lesson is a review of our entire unit and it is called Fractions, Ratios, and Percentages. We will be working on pages 136 and 137 in our Jump Math book. Please note that page 138 is also part of this lesson, but we will not be doing any work on page 138 today. Our learning targets for today are: I can convert fractions to decimals and vice versa. I can find a percent of a number. We're going to just jump right into page 136 in our Jump Math book. The gray box at the top says there are only blue and red crayons in each bag, and they have used the letter B to represent blue and R for red. Number 1 says, write the number of blue crayons, red crayons, and total crayons in the bag. So the letter C represents the total number of crayons. A has been done for us. Let's try B together. There are 4 blue crayons and 7 red crayons. This is simple. There are 4 blue, B 4, R 7, and remember C stands for total crayons in the bag. So if we have 4 blue and 7 red, we have a total of 11. Please try C, D, and E on your own. Question 2 says, write the number of blue crayons, red crayons, and total crayons in the bag. Then write the fraction of crayons that are blue and the fraction that are red. So this is very similar to question 1, except now we are also representing blue and red crayons with a fraction. So part A has been started for us. Let's finish that one together. There are 5 blue crayons and 6 red crayons in the bag. So 5 plus 6 is 11. The total number of crayons is 11. And you can see that in our first fraction. Our denominator is 11 because there are 11 crayons in total, and 5 of those crayons are blue. So 5 11ths are blue. Our denominator for red crayons is also 11. There is still 11 crayons in total, and 6 of them are red. So 6 11ths of the crayons are red. Please try part B, but note that it says there are 15 crayons in the bag. 8 are blue. So we know that there are 8 blue crayons, and we know the total is 15. Your job is to find the number of red crayons, and then also represent blue and red with a fraction. Question 3 says, write the fraction of crayons in the bag that are blue and the fraction that are red. Part A says there are 5 blue crayons and 17 crayons in the total bag. So you can see the blue crayon fraction has been written for you, 5/17. So we know for a fraction of red crayons, the denominator will also be 17. There are 17 crayons in total. How many red crayons are there? Well, 17 in total minus 5 blue crayons equals 12. Since there are only blue and red crayons, we know that there are 12 red crayons, 12/17. Please try B, C, and D on your own. Question 4. Fill in the missing numbers for the bag of crayons. So this may look a little overwhelming at first. Just focus on one row at a time. A has been done for you. Let's work through B together. Our first 4 columns are represented as ratios. So the only information we have is 4 red and 7 total crayons. So each time we see red, we have a little bit of information to fill in. Let's jump to this one here. What fraction are red? Well, we know we have 4 that are red and 7 total. So 4/7 will be red. That means we also have 7 total crayons. How many are blue? Remember, there are only blue and red. So if we have 7 in total minus 4 red, that will leave us with 3 blue. So 3/7 are blue. Now we can fill in the rest of the chart. Blue to total, we know we have 3 blue and 7 total. What about red to blue? Remember, ratios, the order is very important. So we know that we have 4 red, 3 blue. What about blue to red? Well, we'll simply switch these. 3 to 4. So this question makes you be a little bit of a detective because each time they give you a different piece of information. So for example, in part C, all you are given is the fraction that are blue. So I'll get you started on this one and then you can finish. So 1/4 or 1/4 are blue. So let me see. That means I know that the rest are red. So I know that 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3/4 are red. Go ahead and fill in the ratios for part C and then complete the rest of the chart. Question 5 says, fill in the missing numbers for the bag of crayons. This one includes percentages, fractions, and ratios. Let's start with part B again. So again, we're still dealing with only red and blue crayons. In part B, the piece of information we are given is 35% are blue. Well, that means that 35 out of 100 are blue. All right, how many crayons are red? We know 35 are blue and we have 100 in total. So we can take 100 total crayons minus 35 blue, and that should tell us how many red crayons we have. So 0 minus 5. We have nothing, we can't take away 5. Uh-oh, there is also a 0 in the tens position. There's nothing to borrow from, so we need to move to the hundreds position. That 1 becomes a 0, and this 0 becomes a 10. Now we can borrow from it. It will become a 9, and our 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, and 9 minus 3 is 6. We have 65 red crayons. Let's fill that in our fraction, 65 1/100ths. We know that 65% are red. And finally, our ratio of red to blue. So first we're going to list red, 65 to 35. All right, continue your detective work to fill in the rest of this chart, and then you are done for the day. Well done.